Hi guys, it's Vanessa. I'm here doing a video today. I'm recording on my iPad because my little sad camera, as always, is dead because I filmed a really long video yesterday. But I wanted to come do a video today about a follow-up video regarding these little jars of shadows that I bought. And I promised that I would do a follow-up video kind of comparing all the ones that I have and telling you, I guess different uses, like what I like and why and that sort of thing. So we will get started. So these are kind of like the basic ones that I use. I know that a lot of other companies make like creaseless shadows and that stuff like that, but these are specifically the three from my haul, comparing those, and then two other ones that I, happen to like and use all the time. So I'll start with the ones from the haul. And the first one, I guess I'll do it in the order that I bought them. So that's the Giorgio Armani Eyes to Kill. And so this one, there's a lot of hype about it. Everybody's obsessed. I got mine in the color number 6. And if I can find out the name, I will annotate it. So it looks like this. And it's just this really kind of molten-y bronze color. And the consistency feels like a wet dry. It's like a weird consistency. But that's the color right there. You can kind of see it right there. So the pros about the Giorgio Armani Eyes to Kill is that they're very long wearing. Even without a primer, they'll last on your eyes pretty long. If you have oily lids, they're going to crease, because I have oily lids and I've experienced it over time. If you don't use a primer, they will crease. But aside from the slight creasing, it is a very long lasting shadow that you can wear, especially if you have normal lids. You can wear without a primer, so that's really good. The color payoff is phenomenal. Again, there's no primer, nothing on my hands. So it's a really good color payoff. And I think it's metallic without being over the top. So if you just like neutrals, this is a nice type of metallic for you. Because I have a very bright light, so it's shining a little crazy. But in reality, it's probably like a medium shimmer. There's not any like loose glitter, no big chunks. So it's a very refined type of metallic look. So I really like that about it. It comes with this little stopper thing that goes in the pot. And I really like that because it helps keep it compressed. Because essentially what this is, in my opinion, is basically a loose pigment that's been pressed into this glass little jar. It's not wet, even though it does have that cool feel when you first swipe it. It's definitely a dry product, in my opinion. But yeah, it goes on really, really nice, really smooth. The cons about this for me are for someone who doesn't really like using her fingers too much with her makeup. The con for me is that this goes on best with your fingers. You get the most payoff like that. With brushes, I've had kind of a hard time finding what kind of brush to use. But if you use like a really flat brush, and normally, actually I've surprisingly had better experience with a natural bristle brush rather than a synthetic bristle brush with this specific product. But I think that you still get the most impact with your fingers, and especially with a color like this, I just don't want that on my fingers. Another obvious con about this is the price, and I just dropped it. Another obvious con about this is the price. They're very expensive. I forgot how much they were, but it's not cheap, so that's another con. My other con about this, I would say another con about this is that I love this effect, like this effect on my finger. But like when I'm blending my shadow sometimes, it totally dulls down. And I'm going to try to blend it here so you can see. It's not metallic anymore. It's like an even subtler shimmer. So that's good or bad depending on how you like your makeup. But like I want it to be really metallic when I put it on my eye. And a lot of times I just kind of get this like brown shadowy color with not a lot of shimmer to it. So it's one of those types of things where you have to apply it and kind of not blend it too much. However, it does blend easily. You're just going to have to use more of the product to get to the initial effect. So overall, I really like this product, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite from my haul, but I definitely a good runner-up for me. So then after I purchased that one, the next one that I purchased was the Chanel, and these are the Illusion d'Ombres, and I have it in 84 Epatants, which I'm probably butchered all of that, but whatever. And this one is a kind of like a metallic tea green. A lot of places have been describing it as a forest green, but I don't think it's that dark. And I said this in my last video that you should have seen by now, my favorites video. that I don't even really use this as a green, even though it is a green. Like, I kind of use it as more of either a silver or like a taupe. It just works with a lot of colors. It's funny because on this camera it looks greener than it ever has. But you can see the crazy shine as it hits that obnoxious light. But it's really, really, really shimmery, super metallic. This one is far more metallic than this one. This one is really metallic, the Chanel one. And the consistency of the Chanel one is of a like dry mousse. It's very mousse and it feels very wet and kind of bouncy. But sometimes you could tell, like, I don't know if you can see that right there. But like, oh, you can't see it on the camera. If you use too much of it, it can crumble. Like if you pick up too much of the product. So it does have like some kind of dryness to it, but it's definitely more fluid, more wet. You can spread it a lot more than the Armani's one. This one is not as long wearing as the Armani one, I have to say. Like, I can't personally wear this one without a primer. So there's that to that has to be considered, but I really like it, and it happens to be my favorite one, and the one I recommend the most, only because it has the most impact. It's gorgeous. When you layer shadows on top of this, it looks phenomenal, and it's just a beautiful color. I really, really, really love it. And the sparkle on this one is a lot more intense. It's a lot like sparkle particles, so it's not just like an overall shimmer effect. There's a lot of sparkle like chunks in here, so that's something to consider too. But it's my favorite one. I love it. I love the versatility of it. The cons for me about this one are that it's not as long wearing. Again, the price, it's not a cheap one. But when you buy high-end makeup, you're not expecting it to be cheap. So there is that to take into consideration. But yeah, overall, the price is the con for me. And the fact that it's not that long lasting is also a con for me. Another plus about this, although I don't know if I can find it in time, is it came with a little brush that I actually really like to use with it. And if I can find it, I'd show you, but I might not be able to find it. And that brush actually works really well with it. And what that brush is, please don't fall. What that brush is a like little short, flat, don't know what it is. It's like a flat, synthetic brush, and it really picks up the product really well, and it's my favorite way of applying it is with that brush. Your fingers also work well with this, but normally I just stick with synthetic brushes when using the Chanel one. I think that's your best bet, like a flat synthetic brush. So I really, 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 really like this product, and it's my favorite one. The next one that I bought after that was the MAC Big Bounce Shadow. So these were limited editions. Some counters still have them lying around because they weren't that popular, and some of them don't have it. You can try CCO or, you know, an All Cosmetics Wholesale, that sort of thing. If I find a link for them anywhere, I'll put it below. So this one is very different because this one is the most fluid looking, and it's definitely the wettest of the shadows. You can kind of see right there. This is like, it's more souffle, I guess. Like, if you ever tried the mousse blush from Rimmel, it's that kind of same kind of super wet consistency. And this one looks like molten metal, like when you first swipe it. It's like very like liquid metal sort of thing. But when you sort of spread it out, it just kind of gives more of a sheen of like golden sheen to the eye. I personally really like these, and they set. They don't stay like kind of wet. They have like a sort of tackiness to them. They don't set completely though, but they just get like slightly tackier, if you will. That's what I would say about that. And my hands are covered with it now. But you can see how it's more of a sheen versus those are kind of like really on there, and this is just kind of like a subtle shimmer on the eye. So this one is the cheapest. I'll just go with the pros. The pros of this is the price. Another pro is the packaging I really like, and the amount of product you get, because a tiny little bit of this is all you need. Another pro about this is it looks beautiful under a lot of shadows. It's a very easy shadow to wear all over your lid if you blend it out correctly. And you can actually use it if you use a very small amount, like as a highlight on your face. So I like that it's, you know, multi-purpose, a little more than these, mainly because of the colors that I bought these in. So a con about it is that it doesn't really set per se. If you use it too much of it, you can't really wear this like an eyeshadow, like a very opaque eyeshadow by itself, because it's going to crease, it's going to move around. Figuring out the right way to apply this is a little hard. My thing that I've been using it with is a fluffy sort of like blending brush, synthetic blending brush to spread it all over. And if I want it a little more concentrated, I use a dual fiber shader brush. But it is a little difficult to apply it, and it is a little messier. But I still really like it. I think it's fun. It's versatile. I haven't tried it on the lips, but you could try it on the lips, Halloween, that sort of thing. So I like it, but I wouldn't say that I would probably say this was my least favorite of the 3 that I purchased in that haul, but I still like it. So overall, just to recap from the haul, my favorite one was the Chanel, followed with the Eyes to Kill Armani, and then lastly, the MAC Big Bounce. So then 2 other potted shadow type products that I use that I wanted to mention was, of course, MAC paint pots. I mention these all the time. Now, these have different finishes. This one is in soft ochre. You can tell that I love this one. But these all have different finishes, a wide range of colors, and that's my favorite thing about these. You can wear them alone. You can use them as liners. You can use them as concealers, as a base. You can use them to, neutralize the lip, as a blush. They're so multi-purpose, and these are a straight cream. Like, they're not powdery, there's nothing, pigmenty, like, it doesn't feel like a pigment, it's just a straight cream shadow. So I really like these a lot, and I continue to recommend them all the time. And another shadow that when I think about these, I really think about is the Buxom Stay Put shadows. Now, I really like these. I would say that my number one con with these is the jar is so small, so it makes it really hard to get, like if you're going to apply with your fingers, which is kind of the best way with these to do it, it makes it really hard because I have long nails. But they have a nice pigmentation. These remind me the most of the Armani and the Chanel ones kind of combined, if that makes sense. Originally, these reminded me a lot of the Chanel one, like, because they're very bouncy. But I mixed this one up the other day. Like, I just put a spatula in there to mix it up. And when I did that, the consistency changed dramatically, and now it works a lot more like the Armani Eyes to Kill one. So at first when people were comparing these to the Armani, I was like, what are you talking about? But now I totally see it because these are crumblier, they're drier, they're not as liquidy and creamy as the Chanel one once you kind of stir them up. When you first get them, they're very bouncy, much like the Chanel, even though the Chanel has like a little bit more moisture in it. But these are also pretty affordable. I think they're about $16 or $18. And they do last a very long time, but I wouldn't say that these are long wear by themselves. On my eyelids, again, I have oily eyelids, so I have to wear a primer for these. I can't just slap it on my eye. I've done it before, but they fade by the end of the day. And these have like, they're all like named after dogs. So if you're into that sort of thing. But they come in a wide range of color as well. So I really like these, and they're another kind of potted shadow that I recommend a lot. So I hope that you enjoyed this kind of review and overview, follow-up to my little pot of gold haul that I had before. And that's about it. I hope you guys are having a good one, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.